Sprinkles kind of day in Boston. Sum it all up, it's March 2nd New England weather.
Yes. It's so funny, with lacrosse, early season, especially, in the New England region, you're going to have some of that chilly weather. Starts to warm up down the stretch closer to the postseason.
Zach Hyashi won the opening faceoff for Terriers goalie Will Barnes. Gets beat on a laser from the senior R-line.
Yeah, and Paul, we saw Conor Calderone in there for BU on that faceoff. BU's going to be splitting some time at the Fogo position today.
Not a great pass, leads to a turnover, and seconds later, BU gets the tie game, equalizes it.
Yeah, and I think, this score is going to continue to seesaw back and forth. Both these teams showed up to play.
Face-off awarded to the midshipmen, now 3 for 3. On the face-offs this season, Jack Norton will pick it up, but he loses the ball. Almost turns into disaster, and Jackson Bonnet's there to recover. Bonnet's with space, puts it in, and that is a goal. You talked about the seesaw, Leverett. Don't think you expected the goal to come seconds off a face-off win. And another one for Navy.
Yeah, Navy dominating on face-offs thus far. And able to bury it. We're tied up.
13th of the year for D'Alto. Career goal number 139 for the Terriers' all-time point leader. Bad pass, and the midshipmen turn it over. Both BU goals have come off of Navy turnovers in transition. They'll look to do the same here. It's been competitive. Navy leads the series 5-3 and played a thriller last year down in Annapolis.
Yeah, and, a lot of these matchups they've had have been very close. And like you said, just a 2-goal win last season. But, yeah, most of the matchups these teams have had in the past few years have been very competitive. And, yeah, again, here we have, a 1-goal game at this point in the first quarter. Pretty evenly matched over the years.
Going to be a man-up opportunity coming for the Terriers. Delayed man-up offensive mojo back. Kelly coming off a 4-goal performance against Brown. Also had an assist to total 5 points. That's his 9th goal of the season.
Yeah, and Fritz back out there again for BU on the face-off. They're going to go with the hot hand, whether it's him or Calderone, who's playing better throughout the game. But thus far, Navy has done
in traffic, and Kelly just sort of pushes the ball past Daly.
You do whatever it takes. And what an action-packed first quarter we've had thus far. We've seen the score seesawing back and forth. We've seen some physicality. These fans definitely getting their money's worth.
Terriers have scored 3 of the last 4 to lead 4-3. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first. Goal open! Long shot from Jackson Peters in.
Well, and that's what will happen sometimes, when your goalie is comfortable, coming out of the goal as often as BU does. Occasionally, it'll come back to bite you.
What a heads-up play from the senior Peters. One of the captains on this team, Darien, Connecticut native. Goal was wide open. He took advantage. The Terriers had the lead. Had being the key word. Possession awarded to Navy. Ground ball still loose. Here comes Navy with less than 2 to play in the first. Talked about the excitement in the first quarter. Teams have combined for 8 goals. Call it iffy weather, if you will. A lot of rain to the west, but just sprinkles here in Boston. Fans have shown up as well.
Yeah, a lot of BU fans and also a lot of Navy fans. Give them credit for making the trip. I see a lot of red and also a lot of blue and yellow outfits in the stands.
It's the 51st goal of Tommy Bork's career. Talk about experience on the roster, and when you look through, you see a lot of graduates, a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors. Bork, another one of those seniors.
No question about it. And yeah, a lot of guys in college lacrosse playing as grad students because they are able to, save eligibility during COVID.
9 to go in the first half.
I mean, that really is something, Paul. A different score for each goal that Navy has. Getting everyone involved.
Win another face-off. And with that,
earlier in the matchup, I talked about how BU was paying extra attention to Swanson on defense.
And now another man-up opportunity.
Times.
The 2-goal lead that the midshipmen were looking for, they've gotten. Whistle on the face-off, and
Hyashi losing his helmet at the end of that play.
He did. BU awarded possession.
Yeah, and I think he wanted a penalty called on BU on that one. The player advantage for BU, obviously, Jackson Peters taking the penalty. He actually knocked Perfetto to the ground before Perfetto was able to score the goal.
Again, Peters still serving that minute penalty. Can the Terriers win a face-off? They can.
I think both these teams are just going to continue to attack offensively.
Leading scorer in that first half was Dane Swanson, who had no goals in the first 4 games of the season. Coming into this afternoon, he had a hat trick for the midshipmen. 3 of Navy's 7 goals. Calderone going for the face-off along with Hyashi, still free. Midshipmen end up winning it, but an adventurous start to the third. Bonnets working quickly, open look and cashing in quickly. That's Peters with his second.
And wasting abs.
The Tuesday after St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I mean, Navy, they've had a number of really tough out-of-conference matchups on their schedule early in the season. I mean, they just played against a nationally ranked Penn State.
It speaks to the respect you have as a pro.
Scoring right away. Goal lead.
Just 17 seconds into the third.
Well, and Paul, kind of funny, similar to the start to the first half. Navy scoring right away. The team that wastes no time.
Was Xavier Arline. Got the scoring started in the first quarter. Peters adds another. And another face-off win.
And D'Alto and Perfetto under control.
Another face-off win. Navy in hurry-up mode. You saw the schedule for BU as they get further and further into Patriot League play. Home again. We'll see who gets credit for that goal. But the midshipmen making every face-off a challenge, and another one that Navy did not have the numbers, but they've got the ball. Goal did go to Havivian, by the way.
Yeah, and BU's given more of their face-off opportunities to not really able to set his feet and take a normal shot, so just flicking it behind his back.
Well, Havivian had no goals on the season entering the fourth quarter. He's got 2.
BU finally with the face-off win. And once again, Calderone out there.
Need to start winning face-offs, and that's really going to be beneficial to Navy. You've got to think, Leverett, if they can continue to win face-offs with that shot clock. And it's a 4-goal deficit with 10:19 to play. Face-off win, Hyashi.
Yeah, and if Hyashi keeps winning.
Well, he had that time to load up and laser one past Barnes. Again, Swanson held goalless this season entering today. He's changed that in a big way. Now the second leading scorer on the team with 5 goals. Navy has opened the gap back up to 6. And continuing to win faceoffs. What else is new for Hyashi?
What a bright future he has. I mean, only a freshman, and he's been this dominant. Navy has.
What you see today speaks to the depth of the Patriot League and, you know, what those polls mean or they don't mean heading into the start of the season. There is a player for Navy down right now. Apologies, Leverett, but there's a player down off a face-off. It might be. It is. You're correct.
Ooh, that does not look good.
Well, he's writhing in pain right by the Terriers logo.
And just as we were talking earlier about how well he's been playing, that would be a huge loss for Navy if he has to miss an extended amount of time.
He'll immediately be tended to. It was almost as soon as the face-off happened, you hope. It's nothing serious for Hyashi, the freshman who's been, again, you mentioned such an addition, native of North Potomac, Maryland, coming off his first career point on an assist against Penn State. Had 16 face-off wins earlier this season, and he will be helped off. But walking off, excellent.
You know, BU trying to hold him to prevent him from getting the shot off, able to score and draw the penalty.
Navy back to its high-scoring ways with, again, a new offensive coordinator in Dave Cottle. Again, coached, had so much success for better part of a quarter century. Here come the midshipmen again, and that is as easy as it gets.
Now
Tolker at the hat trick.
Yeah, and Joey Bucci took that last face-off for Navy. You know, with Hyashi getting hurt a little earlier, they don't want to risk, you know, making his injury worse, you know, in a situation up now 7 goals.
And when you get the 2-on-1, it's not a matter of, it's an unselfish play, too, by, it looked like Havivian, who passed it up. Found Tolker. He's almost doubled his goal total on the season. Had 4 entering today. He's up to 7 in 2024. And again, does look like Hyashi is, he's under his own power right now on the sideline, walking around, got a stick in hand, but situation being what it is,